This church was established in June of 1910. The origin of this church can be traced back to the rise of industry in this community at the turn of the century and then the subsequent immigration of workers. The congregation continued to grow, and in the late 1920s, the church was enlarged and was rededicated on May 12th of 1929. And the church served that parish for another 30 years. But by 1961, ground was broken for a new church, and the first Mass in the new building was celebrated on Christmas Day of 1961. As the rise of the population at the beginning of the century led to the creation of the parish, the loss of population towards the end of the century led to its suppression due to industry leaving the town and the decline of the community. The church was kept open for services, but in 1993 it was then sold to a private individual and has been closed to services for 32 years. The new owner did continue to have local community events, and the church was used to host these. But it was sold again in 2002, and the new owner used the church for personal storage, but the community did try to save the building to no avail. The new owner made structural changes, moving all pews to each side of the church, and he installed a garage door in the rear. But we will let a local resident, Mr. Larry Bridges, talk about it from here.
Something about this, but I can give you the information.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have it off the top of my head.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'll give you my phone number.
Be very
okay?
careful, because look.
I'm not. Yeah, I saw the bees as I was standing here.
And there's a cornerstone over there. It has the date and everything on it. You can zoom in on that.
All right. Very
yes,
good.
This church has been there for a long time.
Yeah, I can
it's
tell.
It's over 100 years old.
I can tell.
Now, it used to be here was the pastor's house.
Okay.
And the pastor lived there, and they used to have carnivals. This is before I moved here. This whole street used to be full.
Okay.
They used to have carnivals here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of history of this church. But the guy who owns it, he stores Volkswagens in there. He never comes around.
He stores Volkswagens?
Yeah, for some reason, a friend of his liked the Volkswagens, and he either died or got sick or something. But he had, when I first moved here, this whole street was full. And there were Volkswagens in the back. He had a Volkswagen bus, and then he had Volkswagens inside. And he had a construction company, and he stored his supplies, like his wood and stuff, down there. I've been wanting to do something with this building, because it's right across the street from me.
Right.
And we have block parties here. My organization's called Another Shoulder. Okay. And we deal with people in the community that need help.
Right.
We're associated with a food bank. I'm associated with NAACP. I'm associated with HIV.
Good job.
And I'm associated with the Chamber of Commerce.
Good job.
And numerous churches.
Wow.
And another thing that we do is, if you ever seen on TV when they ring the cancer survivor bell, we donate those bells.
Okay.
Actually, I just came from an event. I was unloading my car.
Was that the one where they had it blocked off?
Right,
yeah,
right,
I saw that. I saw that.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a traveling bell, and I do it, at public places. People who've had, because I had cancer.
Oh, okay.
And I survived it, and I rang the bell 3 times, so I know the importance of it.
Right.
But back to this building, man. This building is. I just wish I asked him to do something with it.
It is beautiful. Before you got here, I was just talking about all the people who've come in here in pain and sadness and wanting some relief, and this was the place to come connect with God, and I just felt such a warm heart here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you another story. This was last summer. A guy like you he was an older gentleman. And I come over. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he says, "This church has so many memories." I mean, he was very old. I mean, probably in his 90s.
Wow. Okay.
And he said that when he was a kid, all the older kids were playing kickball here.
Okay.
And he came up, or stickball, and he wanted to play.
Right.
And they told him, "No, you're too little."
Okay.
So he says he turned around and he came over to these steps, and he says the door opened.
Okay.
And he says he walked up, and he says he walked in there, and he seen Christ on the cross, and he says he asked Christ, "Why did they do that to you?" And he said Christ talked to him, and then he started crying.
I love it.
And he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
You could, because the emotion that old gentleman showed me.
Right.
And he shared stories about he met his wife at the carnival when he got older.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people come here and take pictures of this building and
Yeah.
say they had their first wedding here, they met their wife here, they got baptized here.
Wow.
And see, I didn't even know you were out here, but my wife had seen you from the door. She says, Larry, another guy's outside taking pictures. So I ran over to see you
Yeah,
because
that's me.
I'll come over. You ain't the only person that's come here and
Really?
did this.
Really?
A couple people have come here and took pictures.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah, I do video for, yeah. I do video because it's the best thing in the world. It's high quality video. These are very good these days. And you know, I drive around just looking for things like this, and I found something.
well, if you can zoom in without getting stung and see
Yeah.
the date.
Yeah. What are these? Are these honeybees?
Yeah, I've been trying to get somebody to come and get them.
I
19, you see it? Right where the cross is at.
right where where's the cross?
Okay, look, straight in here. See that?
Oh
green stuff?
yeah.
19
1911.
Right.
Wow. 1911.
Over 200 years old.
Wow.
Over 200. I mean, over
Wow.
100 years old.
Do you think you could ever get it restored?
Well, it's not mine.
Yeah, I mean, but by pulling some strings, or the county, or the city.
Well,
or...
I've been talking to people because eventually they're going to tear it down because of it's all deteriorating. And I've been fighting it.
So, it's beyond.
Nothing's beyond repair.
No.
As long as the foundation is solid.
Yeah, it looks solid. Yeah, it does. It does.
You know, the roof is starting to mess up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see that from here now.
And another thing too is certain times of day, that cross shines right on my house. And I didn't even know it because I never look up here.
Right.
So there was a friend of mine who lived over there. He says, Larry, I was up one morning. I looked over. He says, man, the cross was shining on your house. And I
Wow.
says, oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
That's amazing.
Well,
But yeah, we have a block party here. You know, I cut the grass and set this all up.
I saw all that one stop, but I got it in time. But I saw all those, and I thought, what? What?
Right.
You know?
Well, we have a back to school block party. We have school supplies for the kids and free
Right.
food, and music, and fireworks.
Right.
We do a Halloween. We do, instead of them going from house to house, we have cars line up here and do a trunk or treat.
Okay.
We also do a end of school picnic, stop the violence and
Wow.
talk to the kids, have music and stuff. And we also do Cancer Survivor Day. Cancer Survivor Day is the first Sunday in June of every year.
Wow.
And that's for people who had cancer to survive. It's
Sure.
supposed to be a big holiday. We have a
Sure.
little picnic for everybody.
Very good. You're very involved. I'm very impressed.
Oh, God, honey, you can't imagine all the things we do.
Yeah.
We do a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
We have a food bank, and we connect people like, drug and alcohol. We don't have the facilities, but people come to me and says, Larry, so-and-so needs help. I ask them what they need. And then we'll research where they can get it in the county.
Right.
Or some,
Right.
or what church can help them,
Okay. Okay.
And we
All
have
right.
a lot of people donate us stuff. We take people clothes, like you say, food, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, you've been great, man. Thank you.
We are aware of some structural damage to the roof. Water is coming into the building, and that is definitely not a good sign. So we do hope that someone steps up and does something about this beautiful church that is now subject to some decay. Please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment about today's program. And we do look forward to another program here on Abandoned Fantasies. Take care.